Hi, I'm Matt with Align Life Ministries. Through our 4 Align Pregnancy Services locations, we serve moms, dads, teens, and families throughout Lebanon and Lancaster counties with free life-giving services, things like free pregnancy tests, first trimester ultrasounds, material assistance and essential baby care items, post-abortion care, options counseling and education, and more. But today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming Supreme Court ruling, the recent draft leak, and what that might mean for Roe v. Wade and abortion in our country and in our state here in Pennsylvania. I'm sure many of you know by now that the Supreme Court draft was leaked last week, and that draft showed a majority opinion amongst the U.S. Supreme Court judges that they plan to overrule and strike down Roe v. Wade and what that means for abortion in our country. Now, first and foremost, it's important to remember that that's only a draft. That is not the final ruling. It's expected that the final ruling will come out in late June, sometime this summer. Now, if you think that that means abortion would suddenly become illegal across the United States, you're not alone. Going back a few years, in 2019, there was a study done of Americans, and 66% responded that if Roe v. Wade were to fall, they thought that meant abortion would be illegal. However, that's not correct. If Roe v. Wade is overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court, what they are essentially doing is putting the onus back on the states, putting the power back on the states to make a decision on abortion term limits or no limits on abortion, basically putting it back to the elected officials within each state to determine how that state wants to handle abortion laws. So what does that mean for us here in Pennsylvania? Well, in the immediate future, if and when Roe v. Wade does fall by a Supreme Court ruling, there's not going to be a whole lot different as far as the abortion laws in our state in the immediate future. Now, there are a handful of states that already have what are called trigger laws, in which if and when Roe v. Wade is struck down, those states already have laws on abortion that are ready to be implemented immediately. Now, in Pennsylvania, we don't have any of these trigger laws, so we don't anticipate much change to abortion in our state. Currently, abortion in Pennsylvania is legal up until 24 weeks. Abortion is not taxpayer funded. The abortion pill is somewhat regulated and monitored. Women have to wait 24 hours after confirming their pregnancy with a professional to have an abortion. What does all this mean for our organization, Align Life Ministries and Align Pregnancy Services? Ultimately, we're not going to change who we are. We're not going to change the way that we serve women, men, families in our communities. If anything, we're ramping up to serve more women who might be facing an unintended pregnancy, more men who might have a partner who doesn't know if they're going to choose life or if they're going to consider abortion for their baby. We're still here in our communities, loving on these people, sharing truth and education with them, providing those free services of those free pregnancy tests, those free ultrasounds, parenting classes, prenatal classes, material assistance so that they can get free diapers and wipes and formula and clothing for their children. And honestly, we realize that some women, some scenarios may still choose abortion, and we get that, and we're here to love on them. We're here to provide post-abortion counseling to help them walk through any psychological effects or emotional effects they may carry after that decision. So we're prepared to see more clients. We're prepared to keep serving the way that we're led to serve. And ultimately, we're here to be a beacon of light in our communities. So if you're a mom, a dad, or a family facing overwhelming situations, give us a call, visit our website at alignpregnancyservices.org, and know that you can talk to someone who will be honest with you, who will give you good factual information, and who's there to support you in anything you might need while you walk this journey. My name is Matt with Align Life Ministries, and we are Lebanon, PA.